These are good questions. So first of all, I've not looked at research examining what happens in a calorie surplus while sleep deprived. However, I still may have some kind of general, hopefully helpful information on this. I think that we could talk about potential changes in hormones. I wouldn't be able to go deep into that information, but there are some potentially negative consequences that come from sleep deprivation. But I kind of think that those things are secondary. And I say that because I think that there are bigger concerns with sleep deprivation than will I maximize the amount of muscle I gain. So for example, when people become sleep deprived, typically they don't make as good of decisions about diet. They typically don't have as productive of training sessions. They typically are tired and irritable. I know that speaking from personal experience, I am less effective as a father and a husband when I am sleep deprived. I'm not as nice of a person. And I think that all of these things, and I could name several more, are going to be infinitely more important than what happens to IGF-1 when we're sleep deprived. And so the good news is these things are also things that you can acutely monitor, and protein synthesis is not. So what I mean by that is you really don't have a way of knowing whether or not, or to what extent, your lack of sleep is impacting how you partition nutrients or the rate at which you're gaining muscle. But you do know, at least you can observe, whether or not your sleep is causing you to have really poor workouts, or whether your sleep is causing you to be feeling a high degree of stress about your life, or making poor decisions about your diet. And all of those things are going to impact how much muscle you gain to a huge extent, probably more so than whatever the physiological differences might be under conditions of adequate sleep. So I think it's these behavioral things that are the big picture items, and those are the things that I think you should look at. The good news is this: if you're able to train effectively and you're able to consume a reasonable diet, you will still gain muscle under conditions of sleep deprivation. I just think that if the sleep deprivation gets bad enough, the training and the diet are going to just get really bad. Those are going to be the primary preventative means of you being happy with your results. So congrats on the 9-month-old. I do not envy you as far as the sleep situation goes. I know what that's like to have kids that wake up frequently, and I don't know what it's like to breastfeed, obviously, but yeah, that it's going to be rough for a while, but you can still definitely make progress. Just focus on the important things, and that's what I've got on that.